Forget it.
All right, we're live, guys. Gresh is talking about his investment portfolio.
Oh, no, I'm talking about this magazine right here. You see that magazine?
Esquire.
Yeah.
That's why he's fine clothes.
And this was Tommy when he was younger. He wanted to hang out with me.
Other way. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Tom Laidlaw there, looking so good.
Imagine me wearing a sweater like that. That's Mel's sweater.
Who else is in that picture? Who else is in that picture?
The other guys are there. Never heard of them.
Herb, what's the market doing today? Up, it's up, down, sideways. What's it doing?
Our Canadian market's going to all-time highs. I think didn't the NASDAQ go to all-time highs as well?
Yeah, yesterday you touched it, right?
Yeah. We were talking about, Ron, you're talking about Bitcoin. I think there was a guy that had about $22 million. He couldn't figure out his password to his Bitcoin.
27 million or something, yeah.
27 million, yeah. So we've gone to a paperless, no money society anyways, and that's basically what Bitcoin is, but
okay, so
I have no idea how to buy it.
That's my landline. I don't get calls on my regular phone. So whoever's calling me on the landline, there's no shot there.
So Mel, I really don't care about the market that much. It's going to be indicative of how much you participate today, because last time you were not even close to.
Was Mel on last week?
Well, it's gotten worse every week. I know maybe it's one of those things, like a rookie comes in, plays a bunch of good games, all of a sudden thinks he's a superstar, and then he doesn't put the work in anymore.
Sophomore jinx.
Sophomore, not work. Sophomore, not you.
Yeah. Okay, listen to me.
Let's just go to the Super Bowl right off the bat and get it over with.
No, Mel's got something to say, Ron. This may be it for the rest of the show.
As usual, I have my pops after at 3:00, and I watched the show. I thought we all did outstanding last week. It wasn't probably as funny as we're getting to a point where we're factual now. We're informative. We're factual.
We got to stop that right there.
Yeah,
no more facts.
Yeah.
Did you know that the most successful men, 93% of most successful men, manscape? Next.
Good. Yeah, I've got to mention that to you. I remember when we first brought up manscaping, you were saying you do it like once a month. And then all of a sudden now you're doing it every week before the show.
Does that mean the ones that do it themselves, or they have somebody else do it?
So I did some homework on how you're going to shave your back or get rid of the hair on your back. There's a few ways of doing it. You can use Veet. Remember Veet from way back?
Veet.
It's a spray. You spray it on.
Or
Gresh, you go to the the massage girl or whatever, and she'll put that crap on your back and then use your duct tape that you bought at Home Depot and scrape the shit off of it.
I saw that in 2.5 Men one time.
That's right.
But why don't you just get one of those things for shaving your back? You get one of the things you just.
Dave would need a lawnmower though.
Yeah, really. The guy's got to come with a weed whacker. I might take like a John Deere ride mower. Say, what are you doing? Get off of me.
but Herb, so you're doing it once a week or once a month. What are you doing?
No, I've started to do it once a week now. And here's another thing. I'm cutting my toenails and my fingernails yesterday, and I'm looking at my toes and I'm saying, do we not have the worst looking feet in the history of mankind? Like the lumps and the bumps and the toes that are crooked and from our skates. Like nobody wants to look at that shit.
Oh, it was great though. After the season was over, go to the beach. You had to put a towel over your feet because your nails were all all over the place.
what nails we had left anyway?
Oh God!
Oh, right.
So, and I want to know, who was watching the Super Bowl, that last pass that Tom Brady threw? It wasn't in the stadium. It was in the boat. It was on the boat.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Did you guys see that where he threw the trophy?
No, I didn't see that. Was that the post game or something?
No, they had a boat parade yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. No, I didn't see that.
He was hammered. He was hammered, and
the guy doesn't drink. Right?
What's that, Dave?
I don't think the guy drinks.
Well, he was hammered. Yeah.
He was?
Yeah,
I like him even more.
He had the wobblies.
I felt bad for Mahomes, though. Oh, my God. That guy had no chance. He had a bad toe, and Tampa just hounded his – well, he had no chance.
No. He's a great quarterback, that kid, but Hey, he's got a long time to go. Brady's got maybe another year left, and that's about it for him, I think.
I never know.
10
He says
Super Bowls.
till 45, 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think that's a replica trophy, just like the Stanley Cup is a replica?
Good question, Mel. Really good question.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do I do your homework? Do I do the homework? Do your homework or?
You could try doing something on something. Yeah.
Try helping out at least once, Larry, right? One.
So Mel, Irv sends me a picture of his car parked, and somebody pulls it in. Oh God! How did you handle that, Mel?
You talk about road rage. Like we talked about white lines in New York, and Gresh had a funny line, but why do you have white lines? So you wonder why I carry a cut off hockey stick in my car or a baseball bat, because these freaking idiots. I have a brand new car. I park it on an end parking spot every single time. And I pull it, I'm almost up on the curb, Herb on the curb. So there's these idiots, when they open their door, they fling them out. There's nothing worse than having a car dent in your car from some useless idiot that swings his door open.
Why don't you do this, Herb? Why don't you park further away and walk more, get a little more exercise?
Good point. But if I can find a spot where there's only one car parked beside me, so I have lessened my damage probably by 50%.
Right.
So sometimes you got to think a little bit. So I'm thinking, and the guy goes and he parks so that I can barely get my damn door open. So I stood there for 20 minutes. I waited for the son of a bitch. And now you're getting me hot. I waited for 20 minutes. And then I wrote a note and I said, and who teaches these? You went to truck driving school. Who teaches these idiots to back in? Can you tell me that? Like,
I back in all the time. I always back in.
It takes people 20 minutes to back in. They go forward, they go back, they go forward. And then there's a lineup at the mall, then there's a lineup of 30 cars.
Yeah, they're just not concentrating. They're not practicing properly.
Yeah, and they didn't go to truck driving school either.
Yes.
No. I remember once in Florida, I went changed my license over, from New York one to Florida one, right? 20 years ago. And I'm in line doing the eye test. So I'm reading it, and the guy, God rest his soul, the guy was probably however old he was then. He's taking the eye test, and it's like, E, I, O, whatever it is like that. And he's going B, and he's down about 5 letters down. The guy goes, okay, that's good. So I said to the lady, I want to do this real fast because I want to get out of here before that guy starts.
Gets in his car.
She started hollering. She started laughing. I go, give me that thing. I'll read it. Like, give me the license to get out of here. Oh,
so Tommy, that thing you posted today, is that what you're talking about, Larry's car? And then the one they're posting on the right?
Yeah. I might have exaggerated a little bit there with the video, but
that was a sledgehammer the guy had, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
I actually had to cut it short because he went after this guy was walking by, and the guy with the sledgehammer went after the guy walking by too.
That reminded me of when Nicky Fatiou one time told a story. He was coming down 95 when they had the toll in Connecticut before you went over to the New York line, right? Some guy cut him off or something and then flipped him the bird. And then he had to stop and pay for his toll. And Nicky pulled up beside him. He had a hockey stick in his car, and he beat the daylights out of the car with a hockey stick. Nicky and the
There's a woman that agrees with you here. I hate when my man backs in. I'm just like, pull in. Heather, be careful there. Heather.
Yeah. No, I don't back. You back in, Gresh?
Do I back in?
Yeah.
No.
I don't.
No, Dave, you back in?
No.
Oh, I always do. I never pull in. You always back in.
That's because it depends whose house you're at. You can get away fast enough.
Exit strategy.
Yeah.
Larry said sometimes you got to think.
Yeah, you got to think ahead.
You got to plan ahead. What if there's an emergency? You need to go. You go, I have to back up now. The world's coming to an end, but I need to back up to get out of my spot.
30 seconds will save somebody's life. Might be yours.
Yeah.
That Denali takes up 3 spots anyways, Tommy. Get a smaller truck.
No. Perfect. Just inside. We can get it in anywhere. It doesn't matter. Drive down the road. We can cut people off. I have some bad habits on the highway.
Yeah.
They still have my spot over there.
Just don't worry about us. Millions of people watching the show, and you're walking around.
Looks like Gresh needs a cleaning lady.
I'm getting a new table,
Cleaning lady.
getting a new table and new chairs and everything, getting this table out of here. So I'm kind of like moving stuff around. If you don't like it, come over and help me.
Mel, did you watch the Rangers play last night?
We don't get that feed. No.
They played pretty well, right, Dave? I like the way they played.
Yeah, it was good. Played good. But again, their top guys are the East-West. They want to make the play, right? So Buchnevich gets the puck in overtime. It's a 2-on-1. He's a left-hand shot going down the right side. He goes through the neutral. He gets it probably about their blue line just beyond, and Fox is coming up the left side. So then he comes. He's so his stick is facing the middle to begin with. Then he stops. He kind of glides after the blue line. So we're all defensemen, right? So you're going to cheat for the pass. Like he's selling. If there was anybody in the building, everybody in the building knew what he's going to do. He's going to try and pass it. So he tries to pass it. McAvoy tops it down up the ice. Marchand scores, losing overtime.
Yeah. What was Sean doing back there? And where was the other guy, the other Ranger?
Zibanejad was following up the rush, right? So even if he just, again, it's a lot easier up top, right? But still.
We're all much better today than we were back then.
That's like Al McInnes said. I guess apparently he said the closer I got to the top of the building, is the closer I got to the Hall of Fame. So,
Dave, what's going on with Panarin? Do you know?
No.
Can you say? Don't say if you can't.
No, I don't know. To me, it looked like his right hip.
A groin or something, right?
Yeah, right. They were working on it, and
I'm sorry, Herb, but I gotta put this up there. Sorry.
Put that in Vancouver.
Tell Chief that'd be a hell of a fall off of his wallet. He didn't want to get out of his wallet. He might get hurt.
So the relationship between you and Sir James Patrick, I mean, like sometimes you're critical of him, sometimes like you're kissing his rear end, and clearly here he just attacked you without provocation at all.
That's not very nice. Well, it's okay. I'm going to see him face to face in July, so maybe he'll take those words back. But we still get 4 or 5 games on TSN, and I don't watch hockey anyways because I told you I don't like the way the game's played. You can't touch anybody.
Okay.
You like the quick little scrap last night, though. Potato waxed Wagner from Boston pretty good. Boston's a different team without Chara. Telling you right now.
Well, much different.
They're just they still play, but they're not the same team without that big guy back there. They really aren't. You can call her bluff now. I think he made everybody 3 inches taller and 10 pounds heavier. That guy.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that 7 foot something guy coming in there on skates. 80 pounds going, hey, back up. Okay. All right.
So, but anyway, that was a little tussle. It looked like Wagner took Potato's feet out from underneath him, a little bit of a slew foot. And Potato's from Long Beach. He played for Applecore. I know he's from Long Beach.
New Hyde Park.
Hi?
I think he's from New Hyde Park somewhere.
Is that where he's from? Yeah. Anyway, that was a little scrap last night. You would have liked that one, Larry. Good.
Hey, Gresh, I forgot to ask you, Gresh, did you ever get your toaster out of the box?
Which question you want me to answer that? Yes or no? It's the box right there. You can see the box if you look really carefully.
I can't see if the toaster's in it or not, though.
There's something in it. I don't save the boxes that often.
Okay. So once again, I'll repeat the question. Is the toaster out of the box?
No, it's not out of the box. It's not going to come out of the box until I get this table out of here.
Oh, okay.
My kitchen set up.
So, you know what I like about this, Mel? Like, I think people are feeling sorry for you, so they're coming to back you up. I'm not sure if he agrees with that he doesn't like hockey or he doesn't back in his car. I don't know what that is.
Well, it's everything. He's a smart man.
He just agrees with you on everything. Okay.
Like, I don't know what you guys did with this show 7 years ago, but I think people are really learning what's going on in the world. So,
What?
Well, turtles and stuff. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah.
the turtle.
Clothing, the light up sweaters.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Mel, okay, what is the update? No update on tortoises? What kind of turtle are we talking about today?
Okay, so I'm sorry. Like some of the information I did give last week was a little off.
No kidding.
So the turtles will swim Now they can swim, Gresh, they can swim up to 35 miles an hour, depending on current. They will go 1,900 miles, but they go back. So wherever they're born, the women turtles will go back to lay their eggs, but they don't do it in the water. They do it in the sand. Now, whether they're having, forne, whatever, you know what I mean, on the way there,
turtle relation.
Yeah.
Men, they're out there.
If they're doing, what? So, and then some of these, the green sea turtle can live up to 100 years old. They're like 300 pounds. They're huge.
One of those.
Why are they called the green sea turtle, though, Tom?
They're either in a green sea or they are green in the sea.
But their shells are not green. Their cartilage and their skin or their fat is green.
Okay, are you making this up now? Because like for a whole week now, people thought the turtles bred while they were moving.
I'm fixing what I said last week. Okay, I'm now, and also, so now Givenchy. You asked me who the hell Givenchy is. He's a French designer and perfumist. Started his company in 1952. So,
does he design turtles?
He paints. He gives them the perfume so they can find a mate better.
So they can have relations. Yeah.
They can breed on the move.
Hey, the guy's a genius. Turtles have been around forever, so it's a good market, right?
The turtles live for 100 years. I might get one.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So that's
Wow. Okay, but so Mel, I do need to be honest. So there's a credibility issue right now, and I'm sorry to say that, but after misleading the world last week,
different turtles, different facts. Okay, Tom.
all right, well, same deliverer though, same person delivering the facts or supposed facts.
Yeah.
So now on the rainbow zipper, if you notice,
Oh yeah,
the rainbow zipper, which you guys forgot to bring your lights this week, but so Tip Top Tailors, as soon as you start going online and start to buy stuff, they send you 30 emails a day. Hey, we see what you're looking at. So I bought the blue one that I wore, I think 2 weeks ago, for $40. Now it's on sale for $20. So this is a black one with a rainbow zipper on it with Christian Dior perfume today. All right. You want to know who Christian Dior is now, Tom, or not?
I'm assuming he's some Christian guy.
Yeah. French Christian.
Very religious
Right.
guy.
Next.
Christian Dior, right?
Dior.
D-I-O-R.
Andre Doors.
Dior. Oh, that's right. Andre Dior's cousin.
Yeah. Trapdoor.
Yeah. You're not
The
fully
governor.
dressed if you don't have cologne on, Tom.
You know, I like this when we talk about other teammates behind their back when they're not on the show. So like Andre Dory, I don't think there's anybody in the world that can talk more than Andre, correct? Is he like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He has long sentences.
Yeah, that's why we can't have him on the show.
Yeah.
We'll ask him one question. It'll be an hour and a half later, and we'll.
Yeah. No, Trap. Trap can give you a long-winded response.
Yeah.
It's like, hello. Okay.
Is he? Do you think he's more or less than Pat Hickey?
Oh, Pat.
In the meetings, those
Pat-
alumni, when those
Pat-
two,
Pat can kind of take you out around
Yeah.
the mystical
Yeah.
thing and come right back in. And,
That's right too. You're right.
well,
It's
when
a
they
whole
do those alumni meetings, right? Sometimes we go there,
yeah.
and everybody, a few guys get up and talk, and then Hitch or Trap get up to talk. Taxi. I'm out of there because I have no idea what they're saying, and it's like it's a half an hour sentence to for a yes or no answer. So I got to go.
Speaking of old hockey, Trap could throw him when he got the scraps. Andre,
Yeah.
He was
He's
tough.
strong there.
big lefty.
Yeah, he was tough.
Remember he got in a fight with Nevin Marquardt right in front of our bench, the Garden. And Marquardt was a tough guy.
You could throw him too.
Yeah. Whew. Andre was he had a couple of those episodes post career. You know what I mean? You got a little
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I heard about that. That's right. Yeah.
You didn't want to get the big boy. You didn't want to get Big Trap angry. Or if he had a bad day and you said something, you're like,
Yeah. Couple post.
post career kind of dust ups.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
one of our guys that was on the show with us around James, I think he was that? No, that wasn't on. No. Very important stuff here. Mel's not sitting on the side of the screen. Dave is sitting in his seat. So, Mel, have you changing things up intentionally or kind of lost today? You been drinking already?
I have no idea what happened. I don't Don't you set it up? I just get accepted to the broadcast studio, and then I just try and do my best. All I can do is do my best, Tom.
I tell you right now, I feel smarter myself in this spot after Larry's been in this spot. So
Yeah.
so I feel much more engaged in the conversation.
So you can't blame it on the spot then, right?
And literally, he has become, in all humility, like one of the stars of the show. So,
Well,
He's in the top 5.
people are talking about him. So I think you guys, you have to recognize, Tom, that we've got some talent here. This is
Well, he's certainly in the top 5, that's for sure, on the show.
at least it's the top 6.
anyway.
Oh, so Gresh, what's going on over there? Anything exciting? Good? Have you cooked any? You really getting into your cooking and everything too. What are you cooking?
I've been on the fish thing for a while, tuna fish and all that stuff, And I bought one of those little grinders you can grind up the onions, so make them nice and small. Oh, that's the best. Chickpeas.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it. And Jack Daniels.
Nice. Perfect. What? Oh, we need to go over. I'll be very honest. I am not Tom Stradamus. I picked Kansas City to win 42-21. Obviously, that was off. What was yours, Dave?
I was rooting for Brady. I was rooting for Brady, and as long as he had a good day, I didn't. So that was my.
Yeah, me too.
That was a great story.
Herb, of course, you were 100% correct. You're going to tell us, right?
I could say that, but if you've reviewed the tape, you'd know better.
What'd you pick?
Well, I think Ron and I picked tails, which was wrong.
That's right. That's right.
I think we picked the over at like 60, 65, which was wrong.
56.
I said I liked Tom Brady because of the Patriots, but I thought Mahomes would win, but he couldn't do a thing, just like Dave said.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable. Yeah, he was running for his life.
Yeah.
Then he had
They had a stat on how far the quarterbacks, how many yards the quarterbacks ran in that game, backwards forward.
Right.
And Brady's was 80 yards, and Mahomes was 490. It was 490.
Herb's got his cat. Herb's cat.
Yeah. Evidently, when you win 2 cups, you can just do anything, right?
Must have 2 dogs in too.
Yeah.
Does the dog smell like your stinky perfume after you?
I think he has a bath Wednesdays, just like we do. Yeah. We clean him.
We do. I thought it was Saturdays.
No, he must be the dumbest dog in the world. Every dog wants to be petted. So he comes towards me. I try and pick him up and he runs away most of the time. And he doesn't think he's an idiot.
Well,
He's getting old.
it's the perfume.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know about that.
He gets close and he goes, oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's that smell?
He thought he was going to the man in the house. You know what I mean?
It was the wool man.
Do you trim? That's right. A good point there. Do you trim up the dog with the Manscaped stuff too? Does the dog get trimmed up?
Well, you have to cut his nails and clean them up. Yeah, of course.
Okay. You do that?
No, the wife does that. That's
you
her
put him in a little
dog.
bath. Do you have the little bath dog or what? Like a little bubble bath or?
Right in the kitchen sink, right where we eat. He's only 7 pounds.
Mel, so have we covered everything? Oh no, we haven't got on our James Patrick segment today.
Well, I was going into my memory bank with a couple of Molson Canadians, and didn't we do the rabbit with James? Remember that we had to chase the rabbit as one of our at the end of practice. He'd go on the blue line, we'd be on the goal line. We have to chase him.
Is that right?
Don't you remember?
I think that was maybe you chasing him around. I don't know.
Maybe that was just me, but we could never catch him. He was too fast. So that's all I got. Oh, and probably it's only 60 below in Winnipeg right now, so he's probably inside having a hot toddy.
Yeah.
Record temperatures, coldness right now across North America.
My uncle called me. My uncle Joe from Goodsoil, Saskatchewan called me this morning. It was only 45 below zero.
Yeah.
I go, that's not bad. Just don't go outside. I mean,
Wow. telling you.
Dave, you remember that Anisimov the Rangers had?
Yeah.
He just cleared waivers again too. I thought he was going to be a good player.
Yeah, well, he's been around a while now, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's getting younger, and he wasn't the quickest guy.
Where was he playing?
He was Ottawa, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Ottawa's gone young. I remember the time he like either bow and arrow mimicked LeCavier. Remember that?
Yeah.
And LeCavier came right after him and beat the snot out of him.
Yeah, that was it, too. Yeah, I remember that.
And then they were doing that thing, the Road to the Classic or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes in and he's kind of Mark W. Like, what'd I do?
It's like Sean Avery was in the locker room before. Sean Avery got kicked out or something. Yeah.
What'd I do?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a pretty good guy, though. Quiet. It's like Feder Tootin. Tootin was another one of the early Russians. Tootin was a good guy, too. Quiet. Stuff like that. So they're probably, Ottawa's going young. They're not going anywhere. Stuff like that.
But then they brought in those old, like they brought in Stepan. They traded for him. They got the defenseman from Tampa. So it's like they brought in some veteran guys to help.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can't, like you say, you can't go all young, right? You got to have some. Step's pretty good guy too.
I actually liked what they did during the summer. I thought I didn't think make the playoffs, but I thought they'd be better than they're playing right now. But.
Well, they're goaltending. The Matt Murray, he's one of those goalies. He won the cup when he was backing up Fleury, and Fleury was there. And then when Fleury leaves, now he's the number one. And he's just it's different. The Rangers are going through that now with their goaltending. Although Georgiev was good in the second period last night. It takes, that guy that's been a really good. You look at the backups for Henry, how good they were, and then they went, and they're NHL goalies, but they're not Henry.
Yeah, so. True. How about Pittsburgh? They go ahead and hire Ron Hextall as GM and Brian Burke as head of hockey operations.
Mm-hmm.
I never would have guessed that combination. First of all,
well, apparently, all the hockey guys do like Brian Burke.
Yep.
Really respect him and do a lot. A lot of media guys aren't too high on him, and because he's pretty gruff character, right? I never played work with him. My brother speaks highly of him. He thinks Brian helped him a lot along the way, and apparently Hextall was a little leery until he kind of called around, and guys told him, "So no, he'll be an asset for you." It was interesting though, because I heard him on one of the NHL radio shows talking like last week. He just didn't think Pittsburgh. He said, "What are they going to do? How are they going to make that makeover with the guys they may have to move out of there that won 2 or 3 cups?"
Right. Well, they're saying that they're not doing a rebuild, but to me, that's a team that needs to do a rebuild. I think.
Well, it's a little like the Islanders. I mean, they won 4 cups, but they held on to those guys for a long time after that. It took a long time to kind of get that thing right. But what are you going to do? I mean, especially now, the guys get paid. They get to those contracts, and those, moving a guy at $7 million or $9 million a year, that's not easy anymore.
Totally.
How many years when they Islanders won the last cup? 83, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, 84, right? It was 84. The year they beat us in 84. Didn't they win the cup that year? Yeah.
Oh, 81.
They won 80, 81, 82, 83.
Yeah. 84 was that was one of Mel's cups.
Mel, you didn't play in Pittsburgh, did you?
No.
Yeah. But they
Is that a shot?
it's tough to rebuild when you keep guys around that long.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at Edmonton after 1990. That's 30 years. They've had 5 first-round picks or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. It's unless those guys are Crosby or Ovechkin or certain guys, you just don't. It's tough to rebuild around people.
Well, it's in Chicago now, right? I mean, Chicago's playing a lot better than we thought. They're going through a rebuild. So,
but Kane, Kane was player of the week last week.
Yeah.
I mean, you get your top guys, and then I don't know. I haven't seen Chicago enough to know what. But they had, I don't think anybody expected them to do anything. But I think we talked about when it went to the bubble is they expanded it to the teams they did because that way both New York and Chicago got into the bubble sort of thing.
Yeah.
There we go. Lorraine.
We'll talk later, Lorraine.
Yeah. Poor Lorraine. Poor thing doesn't get out much. That you think?
No, she's a fine person. Great.
No, I'm sure she is. I'm sure
That's a
she
very intelligent woman. Great sense of taste and style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
so,
sorry, Herb. Sorry, I know we're contractually obligated to talk to you at least every 5 minutes. You all right?
I'm fine.
What's going on in the market there?
Okay, well, I got so many things going through my head. So here's the question. The market is good, really good. So if you got a stock, we touched on this last week. If you got a stock that goes from 20 cents to 92 cents, which one of mine did, and you got clients calling you and saying, well, where's it going, Larry? What should I do? That you've quadrupled your money. What should I do? I said, well, what do you, thank you. So some people want to do, a gain of 20, 30%, whatever. You make them 4 times their money. Then, so the point I'm trying to make is, as a stock moves up, you give them some, you sell a little bit. If you got 100,000 shares, go 10, 10, 10, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Then, so it goes from 20 to 92 in 2 weeks. In 1 day, it dropped 40 cents. They're phoning me, what should I do? I said, well, you sell on the way up. You don't panic now and sell on the way down.
buy some back.
Maybe buy some back. If you know something, if you're comfortable with the company, you buy it back. So that's what I've been dealing with for a week.
Yeah. Or go to the bar and drink heavily.
You think a lot better when you do that, and you meet more clients there too.
And
You
after,
have to go downhill. Mel, you have to go downhill to get to the bar, right?
There's one bar uphill that I was just at the other day, just before Super Bowl. I went to pre-drink. There's a golf course. I can walk to a golf course right here, right through the bush, through the trees. But you can drive up. There's one uphill, and the rest of them are downhill.
So you'll be gearing down on the way there. You still do that?
Always gear down. Look it up. You always gear down.
And then once you get there, you just pull right out of the parking spot. You don't back in or anything.
Never back in. I think whoever's teaching those people that should be fired.
Yeah. Apparently, I was the only one. So I went to a truck driver school. You're going to tell me I was wrong. I've been educated in this stuff.
You're wrong.
No,
You said it. Tell you if you're wrong. So
yeah.
you're wrong. Just on Letang, and Letang is up after next year. Malkin's up after next year. Isn't Crosby like 32? He's not that old yet, right?
He's 33.
Is he 33?
yeah, he's got 16 years in the league now.
Yeah. So the Oilers, when we won the 2 cups, I think Andy Moog was the first guy that wanted out because obviously Slats wasn't paying him, and then I think they traded Koff to Pittsburgh, and then he went to Detroit, and et cetera, et cetera. But you look at those draft picks that Edmonton got through that lottery. They drafted all the same player. They drafted Eberle. They drafted Hall. They drafted that Russian Yakushev or Yakupov or whatever his name was, and they're all gone. So I don't know. They weren't that smart when they were drafting.
Well, the thing is, too, like sometimes, it's the luck of what talent is at the draft. Really, McDavid, obviously, anybody, but Yakupov and even Hall. They're good, really good player. Like Hall's a really good player, but you know what? There's no guarantee but it depends on the pool, right?
Yeah.
So that's why Pittsburgh, they had back-to-back years where they had, Crosby. Well, it started with Fleury. They took him at 1.
Yeah.
Then they got Crosby. Then they got Malkin. And Jared Stollitzson got him to something like that. So
they drafted basically all the same type of forward. And then Justin Schultz, another one. He was supposed to be the next Paul Coffey. Couldn't do a thing. They ripped him until they traded him out to Pittsburgh. And he ends up winning 2 cups, and he returns to form. So that tells me that at the time, the organization, whoever was, I think it was Tom, he's now with Team Canada. Tom Rennie. I think he was general manager, and they had Ralph Kruger behind the bench or whatever. But teach the frickin' kid how to play hockey. Did they teach the guys how to play anymore? Question mark.
Hey, Mel, you know a lot about hockey for a guy that doesn't ever watch hockey.
Tom, I told you, you can learn from the internet.
Okay, you're right.
That's
There's also some bad information out there, too. I mean, there's breeding tortoises that breed on the move.
I don't think so. Did they ever trade that kid, your defenseman?
No.
Not yet.
No.
D'Angelo. Okay, so question, Tom, since you're an agent and you know this off the top of your head. So Vancouver's in a shit show right now. They can't do anything right. Worst goals against, et cetera, et cetera. Louis Ericsson's making $6 million a year. Good on him. He scores 2 goals a year, whatever.
Just cleared waivers.
Yeah, just cleared waivers. So what exactly does that mean? He just goes from the actual team to the practice squad, but the practice squad actually practices with the team anyways, right?
No, nothing. Just because you cleared waivers doesn't mean they have to move them. It's a process you go through. You can free up some salary. Obviously, you assume they've tried to trade him and they couldn't get a trade done for him, so they put him on waivers. So now they have options. So it's the same thing with D'Angelo. They can send him to the minors. Now it's easier to trade him to go down to another team. And like D'Angelo, the idea is that the Rangers are going to pay part of the salary if and when a trade gets done. So it's just part of the process. They have options now that they put them through waivers. Now they can send them down to the minors.
There's a time qualification on the waiver process too. You can put them up, and then they have to do something 30 days, or it depends on age. So there's a number of different things that are involved with, and especially this year with the taxi squad, to be clear. So
there's two different kinds of waivers too, Dave, right? There's conditional and unconditional waivers. Right.
So at one time early, you had to clear waivers to get back up too. Like it was a two-way waiver claim. Now, if you claim, you don't have to be put on waivers to be brought back up if you're sent down.
Right.
So
how many goals does that kid Skinner play goal in Buffalo? How many goals does he score?
At $9 million a year.
Yeah.
Is Buffalo still in the league?
When the Rangers played him, right? On the fourth line. He had that big year. Boy, you don't hear good stories about him. He's one of the guys you hear is a bit of a malcontent.
Oh, is that right?
A lot of himself, yeah. Now, again, it's like last week when somebody messaged us to show the news on that D'Angelo got traded to Calgary, right?
Yeah.
So, well, obviously, right after I called Don, he said, no, absolutely, absolutely, no, we're not. Now, again, we wouldn't discount anything, at some point along the way, but we don't have an interest in them. So you just have to be careful on what you hear and what you validate and stuff like that. So, but that guy, he's a fourth line winger at $9 million a year playing in Buffalo. 7 years or something.
That guy must have been fired by now, huh? Whoever signed him.
Yeah, bought her.
Oh yeah, he's done. That was 2 GMs ago.
Well, the ownership there is really active.
Yeah.
Really active. The Pegula family is very active. I think it's Mrs. Pegula is in charge of both the Bills and the Sabres, I think. So, although the Bills had a good year. So.
Yes, definitely. They're in good shape.
Right.
So if the American League's not playing now, which they're not, correct?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's
So
very restricted.
If a guy clears unconditional waivers, he's got nowhere to go, right? Sit at home?
No,
They can do that.
you could do that, but I believe they are running, they're skating in Hartford, I believe, in anticipation of something. So the thing with D'Angelo, it's specific. They don't want him around anywhere. So they're just paying him. He is skating, I heard, somewhere. I wouldn't think it's at the Ranger facility, but and you got to think at some point, somebody will take a shot. The guy's a good player.
Yeah.
I mean, just the dust has to settle for him, and he's got to kind of acquire a little bit of knowledge through the process too, and understand that maybe some of the things might compromise. Because he's still a young guy.
Right. Well, I mean, you think of some team down the stretch there before the trade deadline, obviously, that thinks they got a chance of winning. They add him to their lineup.
Right.
They've got a strong locker room with his skill level. I mean,
well, really, in really Calgary. If you look at Calgary's with Lucic and Giordano, we talked about that room's from an outsider's anyway.
Yeah.
It's like they've got veteran guys there, been through the ringer a little bit, and but I think he's still a little toxic as far as the extracurricular activity. But that'll die down. Somebody will take a crack on him, and they should. He's a good player.
We got news here. Somebody's contradicting us. They're saying the AHL played last week. AHL's playing. Hartford won last week.
I wasn't quite sure when it started. I know they're playing Bridgeport. Hartford's playing Bridgeport and Providence. Like they're playing each other like 12 times. That's there. There's some teams, and so they are playing. Thank you for whoever that was. Well, if it is indeed easy to find out, we'll just take out the Hartford.
Once again, Mel started that misinformation. He was the one that said the AHL is not playing.
Well, you'd think the player agent would know all the leagues and all the information, but that's why I asked you, Tom. So
I'm busy trying to get you on the show.
All right, I'm just hitting up the American Hockey League.
Gresh, how's the freezer doing on there now? Is it all filled up or what?
Yeah, it's in the corner over there. It's going to be moved over to that side once I get everything organized in here, Tom. You know,
Are you getting a Nook still? You were going to get a Nook, weren't you?
I'm getting I'm going to order one. Matter of fact, as soon as this show's over, I'm going to order it.
Oh,
Comes in. It takes 4 hours to put together.
no. Come on.
Yeah,
What's a Nook?
it's a table that's going to run along the wall, along that wall, and under there. And you sit people, and you can it's like a breakfast nook, kind of table. Yeah, I need room in here because when my boys come over, there's like one of us has to go outside all the time to move around in here. It'd be me because they.
That's the old Gresh. There was the old Gresh expression. You had to go outside to change your mind.
There you go, baby. It was like they come over here and they all take over, and I got to go somewhere else and hide.
Do you think the Nook is made in Nookland?
Yeah. How do you know that?
I looked it up on the internet.
Oh,
Doesn't lie. The internet doesn't lie.
no.
So according to the American Hockey League website, yes, indeed, the league did start up last weekend. So,
Yes.
Well, I can't believe I didn't see that.
yeah.
You weren't paying attention to that, Ron?
That's the Pittsburgh thing. So who are they going to keep there then? Like Crosby, but then
So, okay, Susan here. I don't know if I think Susan's got a funny coming up here. It's half of what's on an English muffin with cranny. Nooks and cranny? Nooks and.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
right.
Susan's getting into the humor business now.
Yeah. She's got to keep it simple, though, for us.
way too many words for me. Thanks, Susan.
So Mel, what have you been? How's your diet doing? You get the cast iron skillet? Are you still into the cheese and Vienna sausage, or what do you got going?
all of the above, Tom.
Right.
Well, it was Super Bowl, so I stopped drinking 3 days. I've gone 3 days now with no drinking. Did a little fasting. The wife cooked up a blackened shrimp linguine.
Ooh.
I did a what do you call it? Meatloaf, a crispy meatloaf, garlic meatloaf, pork chops from Costco in the Ninja deep fryer or
Nice.
air fryer. Sorry.
Yeah.
What was the question, Tom? I forgot.
I'm just asking about your diet in general, but you're coming. You're doing a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. My knee is I got a knee brace on order.
Larry, nobody asked about your knee.
I'm talking like trap. I'm just going to keep going. Okay. So in the next 2 weeks, I'll have a knee brace. So I'll be able to go and work off the crap food that I do eat. And
You've been after that knee brace for 2 months now. Where are they making that? China?
well, I had to phone James Patrick's insurer, Manulife, which is on Main Street in Winnipeg. So I had back and forth with them 20 times because they're covering it. It's a $1,700 brace. So I have to pay for it. Then I have to make sure that they cover it. Then I have to go back to the place that makes it and make sure they measured it right. Then I got to drive to North Van, which is 40 minutes away. It's an ongoing process.
Will they have Stanley Cups on that?
They will be.
But it's in pink.
Jesus, no, don't tell us that. It's not pink. Come on.
Speaking of
Another reason the dog goes right to him, right?
pink, how about the streaker in the football game?
Oh, that was funny. Put the bra and the panties on.
Yeah, you know what he did, that guy, right?
He streaked.
Too much.
He bet 50 grand there was going to be a streaker in the Super Bowl, and he won 350.
He bet that there was going to be a streaker, and then he did the streaking.
then him and another guy did it, and then one of them streaked and got caught and had to pay $1,000 fine. And I'm kind of really pissed off about that because for $350, I'd have streaked.
Can you imagine that sight?
Yeah, that would be scary. Those guys wouldn't have cheated me.
That could be the pink bra on.
Pink bra and underwear. And, oh my
Actually,
God.
the guy from West, there's a radio call on it. The guys that were doing the game and the radio,
Yes. That was good.
that was really good.
Yes.
Great radio call.
Who was it? Iron Eagle did that? I think it was Iron Eagle.
It wasn't Iron Eagle. It was, if I heard, obviously, the name, I know who it was. But
I heard that, though. It's funny.
yeah, man. Yeah. The bra and pink panties on or something. Man.
Get the Mel, hold on. I'm a little disturbed here. The brace is pink. Really?
Hey, real men wear pink, Tom.
Yeah, good point. Good point by you.
No.
That's true.
Most of my golf clothes. Oh, Ron, the care package is still not here, so I'll just wear my old golf shirts.
Yeah, that'd be okay.
Okay, so most of my golf shirts are pink, so it'll match my brace, Tom.
When I get a hold, I talk to Jackie. I'll make sure she resends it to you.
All right,
You know,
COD, and then I can sign for it.
it was Federal Express. It was just drop it off at your house. Will they drop it off?
Yeah, they should.
They should. They probably couldn't find your house. It was too high up in the mountain.
Kevin Harlan, Dave.
There you go. Kevin Harlan made the call. Thanks.
That
to
was
Mel.
awesome.
We got on top of an audience here. This is good stuff.
I know. Well, you know what I think it is? You're right, Dave. I think Herb being on has really raised the intelligence level to a whole. Everybody's trying to keep up to Herb.
Yeah. They're trying to help us out rather than take us down.
How fast did the turtle swim again? 65 miles.
35.
35. Oh, with the water, right?
While they're
Yeah.
breeding. While
Yeah.
they're breeding.
All they're breeding. The
Hey,
rating-
Gresh, you get another juicer?
Who?
Gresh, that's you.
No, I haven't got it yet.
What have you been doing? Like, you didn't get your Nook yet. You didn't get the juicer yet. The toaster's still in the box.
I've been busy over here.
What?
Well,
Thinking of Mel with a pink brace on?
that it's kind of like Groundhog Day, for Christ's sake. You know, it's like you do what you got to do, and then have a little nap.
Did you guys just stay home for Super Bowl?
My son and his wife came over for Super Bowl.
Yeah, I went to my
You're making pork chops or something, were you?
I made chicken wings, turkey burgers, ribs. I made two different types of ribs. One in the air fryer, and one we did the slow cooker, and then we kind of fry them up a little bit or charbroil them. And then homemade hummus and cucumbers too. The homemade hummus is unbelievable now, Dave. I'll make you a batch. I know you like your hummus. I'm going to make you a batch and bring it over.
We had
right.
chili or Philly cheesesteaks
Oh,
down the order from down the street here. It was a busy night too. That stupid football game on.
you didn't make them yourself?
Well, I didn't really have time. My daughter and her friends showed up. And they go, "Dad, we're hungry." I go, "Okay, I'm not going to get them. I'm watching the football game." So, excuse me, they showed up, and then my son shows up, and then, I was going to order one for myself, and then I had to order like a dozen. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I made some chicken tenders and a nice bean dip.
Oh,
And nachos. Yeah.
Nice.
Dip it all the basic ingredients. There was cream cheese and sour cream and cheese and stuff in there. It was awesome.
yeah.
Did you see that one thing with the airplane landing about Kansas City? That was the only touchdown that they had in Tampa. Casey.
Like, where the heck was he going with that one?
Yeah, like, okay. There we go.
Hey, Gresh, do me a favor. Can you tell this sex in the hallway joke one more time?
I don't know, Tom. That's such an old one, but
Oh, that was good. I like that one.
yeah, well, it's one of those things that happen in your life sometimes. Sex in the hallway.
Mel, have you got any other homework done? Have you got notes there?
No, not really. That's it.
You don't have any notes.
I got nothing.
Nothing to note about?
Nope.
Ah. Are you serious?
No,
You put off.
I'm not allowed to be frivolous.
My serious went off. I said when I said serious.
That's right. What was that? An evacuation notice? What was that? We all have to get out of our house, or
You know, that's how bad things are getting. How bored I'm getting here. And I asked Google downstairs if she loved me. She went on like this whole wouldn't stop talking, and I was like, oh God.
Oh,
oh my God, Tom, you can't not a famous like grasshopper leader like you. You can't be letting that story out.
Yeah.
Your Google box. Whew.
Yeah, I know.
that's not the
You
top.
just had the pandemic to get over, right? Like,
11 months. 11 months of talking to Google.
Hey, you start using Google, you can park your car drive into the parking lot instead of backing in.
Got to back in. You have to back in.
So when you make your turkey burgers, Tom, what do you throw in there?
We put in some power greens, which is kale, chard, spinach. A little bit of, is that a frown on your face, Dave? Right after my
Yeah. Wow. Okay. No, it's good.
So then we go with, sometimes we soak our chia seeds and put chia seeds instead of eggs. We didn't do it with eggs. A little bit of shredded Parmesan oregano cheese, a touch of breadcrumbs, and we use this seasoning, that ranch dressing seasoning.
Yeah,
Seasoning. That's it.
We do the egg, Worcestershire sauce, parsley.
Nice.
And, nice and juicy. I like, they cook them when they're juicy. It's really good.
I do mine in the cast iron skillet too. Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
You put it on roll, or just the roll's no good. You can't have a roll.
no
No.
roll. No roll.
No, I didn't think so.
Although we did have some garlic bread.
Oh
I'm
my!
only human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ate that. I went straight at that. I didn't back into it.
So, Larry, did you watch the Super Bowl at home too?
yeah, we were going to go to a neighbor's house, and then we decided not to. So my son and I, he lives in the basement, so we got a 50 or 60 inch TV down there. So we did a worse cheat day than normal: nachos, chicken wings, potato chips, hell of a dip.
Nice.
I don't even know what else we bought, and lots of beer. That's about it.
Nice.
Yep. And I think one of my buddies came over too. Just he stayed for a half, and then I think they went out for supper. So
You think he came over? You weren't sure whether he's there or not. But
he came over. He was there. He came.
when you said you thought he came over, I just, man, I'll tell you, look, we need to. We have a few minutes left here in the show, but
We don't miss anything, eh? I
but
miss.
Mel don't we think Mel is really sliding off? I mean, let's be honest. Mel, we love you. Okay, we all feel the same way. Boy, we love you. But you came on the show, you were gung ho. There's notes, there's homework, information, raised the level of the show. There's no notes now. Those are recycled notes. Those are the same ones from last week.
This is brand new. Hey,
You can't remember whether your friends came over or not.
the ratings have never been higher, Tom. I know that from all the responses when I go do the videotape after. Tonight, I haven't drank in 3 days, but today I'm going to have a Caesar and about 14 beers and go over the tape. Okay? So don't just wait till tomorrow. Anything else?
Can you still
Okay,
go? Hey,
Okay,
Larry,
here's
can you
pardon?
still golf out there, or is the weather not? Huh?
No, it's 7 below here today.
I guess
so we-
not, right?
Yeah, we're in a deep freeze as well. So
Oh wow.
guys were golfing right up until then. So
Yeah.
the last few days it snowed up here. So we
Right.
have a little bit of snow, but by I'd say next week after, it'll be 8 or 9 above, which is what 40 or 50 in Fahrenheit. So and by the way, you guys can send it, Ron, it's my birthday on February 21st, so it's my birthday month. I can do and say whatever I want. So Ron, if I can get that care package, please.
Yeah, I'll work on it. I'll start working on it yesterday.
Okay, so here's one. I've been watching this Yellowstone because Dave said it was a great show. It's a great show. So one of the lines out of Yellowstone is, and think about this is deep. This is getting deep. Are you a willow or are you an oak?
Oh, you're an oak. I'm an oak, obviously.
That's debatable. So a willow or an oak?
Well, that depends.
Well, I'll tell you, that is a deep one, Mel. That's right up there with Vince Lombardi and Newt Rockney and all those John Wayne kind of.
Think about it for a second. Think about it.
It depends where you are. If you're up in the Antarctic, you want to be a willow because oak will be knocked down by the snow.
But are people born with the DNA of a willow or a DNA of an oak? And can you change it as you grow older?
Absolutely can change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
Or if I can use the hockey terms, are you a pussy or are you brave?
Wow. Oh, I'm going to say I'm a pussy for sure. Yeah, who's going to say that?
No, you should do a book of quotes. Like I've got a few books of quotes like that from Vince Lombardi. Like I said,
Well, that reminds me now. Hey, now I heard through the grapevine that you're writing a book, and so is Ron. And are Dave and I going to be in the damn book?
through the grapevine, we've talked about that on the show. Like
I just got on the show. I'm missing all this stuff.
yeah, because you're not paying attention.
I'm not,
Clearly.
Book. I'm reading out information to do a book.
are Dave and I in the book? Yes or no?
Well, one of you two is.
Well, I guess I'm not.
Oh, I think everybody I played with will be in that book.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,
A few exceptions.
uh,
Sorry, here's one for you.
another quote.
Yeah, no, here's one. Now that it reminds me of books. So we go back to the reunions of all the Oilers and the Cups and the closing of the rink, and they send us a book. I had no idea that. So they sent us a book is about this thick from when they came into the NHL, which is about 1971, 2, 3, whatever it was. Huh?
World Hockey.
79.
79. Good. Okay, so 1979. It's got to be 400 pages. It goes through every decade, every trade, every. Guess whose name was never mentioned in that book, having been on 2 Stanley Cup teams. And you wonder why I have an attitude problem.
That's not right. That's not right.
So I tried to locate and get the freaking name or email of the woman that wrote the book just to send. Like, how do you miss a guy like that?
Hey, 1 second, really quick. We're going to get you on. We're getting to our 58-minute mark here, so we're just letting everybody know we're going to be shutting off the radio portion of the show. We'll stay here on Facebook, but if you want to listen to us again on radio.co at 365 Sports, you can do that. So, Mel, here's the thing. You know what thing we need to look at it in a positive way? You go back to when you were a kid, when that girl wrote in your book that you were going to be a Zamboni driver instead of a hockey player, all that stuff, all the bad stuff that's happened to you. You played on 75 different teams. And your name's not in the book. You have to drive straight into your parking spots. You wear pink braces, all that. But you're wealthy. You've got a beautiful family. You can eat crappy food and still survive. There's a lot of positive things that comes from all the bad things that have happened in your life, right?
That's good. That is, thank you.
I tell you, I almost broke down, Tom. Jeez.
Yeah. So
Emotional fish. Wow.
I could have sworn you're the one that took the 2 psychology courses and not me. Holy crap.
The Harvard of the West, right, Tom?
Yep.
There you go.
Northern Michigan University. In one semester, I took bowling, racquetball, phys ed, and get this now, I'm the captain of the #1 ranked team in the country, and I took beginning skating. Northern Michigan.
Are you guys going to get that vaccine if it comes out for you guys?
Hey, guys, we're just talking about my schooling, all right? Now you're talking about vaccines.
That's the same thing. It takes about 2 seconds. Was answered.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
No, I'm not getting the vaccine.
No? Why not?
Well, because they haven't had a chance to test it.
So someone did get got 2. You're supposed to get 2 vaccines, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They got the second vaccine, they got a second needle, and they got COVID again. So,
Well,
So
no.
much-
I don't want to say too much on the air, but there's a couple different vaccines out there, and if you take the Ordona one, I think it's called, that's the one you should take. The other one I wouldn't take. The other ones.
Dr. Greshner?
I just got to protect.
Dave, you'll take it?
Sure.
I'm going to go tomorrow and get it.
Yeah.
I guess my thing is, Dave, for me, I just feel like, you know what, I guess you be careful too. I don't want to influence other people. Everybody's got to make up their own minds on it. So,
Yeah, I mean, I never took a flu. I had never had a flu shot, so I took one this year, and I didn't get the flu. I don't know whether it's nobody. It doesn't sound like anybody got the flu. You didn't.
I know.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I think you got to. I don't know. I just think we all got shots when we were young kids to inoculate us against.
Well, in a year from now, you won't be able to get on an airplane. You won't be able to go anywhere. You won't be able to cross the border into Canada without the shot.
Right.
You won't be able to go to the garden without it.
You know, my daughters had my daughter-in-laws. They both gotten it because one's a teacher and the other one's a nurse, and there doesn't seem to be any adverse effects, and they haven't got it.
My concern is the long-term effects is what we, and it's unfair because they just couldn't do long-term studies, right? But
Oh, but did they not get the shots already?
Who?
Your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, they got the shots. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and the thing for me too is I think everybody's allowed to make the decision they make that they think works for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what? There is a thought that the more people get vaccinated, then it eliminates the chance for the thing to spread. But it's still, you know what? You do your research, and if you're not comfortable doing it, I suppose. And
Well,
well, did you see the halftime? I think it was halftime when they interviewed Biden, and they said at the current rate they need to vaccinate 75% of the population.
Mhm.
The current rate of getting the vaccines out, it will take 6 years to get 75% of the population vaccinated.
Mhm.
well, I think that if you were by this time next year, by next February, right before Halloween, everybody will have 9 masks on, so you'll be good.
Yeah.
Like I see people walking in the stores and they got the mask down like this. Over this mouth. Like, why are you wearing it? Just take it off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the Mel routine from now on.
Yeah. Are they going against the arrows?
Well, in Costco, the arrows are. I was in there one day. It's so crowded. It was like, why can't you go to church?
Why can't you go to church?
Yeah, you can get that crowded in Costco. What's the difference?
Yeah. You and I want to go to church together. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't touched on the church thing. There's so many subjects we haven't touched on. Oh my God.
We're busy talking about your life all the time.
Yeah. Well,
35 miles an hour, those turtles, huh? Oh my God.
yep.
They can almost swim as fast as I could skate.
Mel,
Now,
I know you don't watch hockey, but you think Travis Green, coach of Vancouver, is in trouble at all there?
I was going to bring that up when I was rudely interrupted, but yeah, he's on thin ice. He doesn't have a contract. They're not playing up to expectations. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
You know what? You look at that team to me, like 2 years ago, Pedersen was like, okay, if he doesn't get in the Hall of Fame next year, he'll be in in 2 years.
excuse me.
And you're like, okay. But that's the thing, and then all of a sudden the story gets so amped up, this guy, and then you can't help but fall short of expectations anyway. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's almost hurting them. What they did, they played so well last year. It almost hurts them now, right? Yeah.
Right. Again, we went to the finals and a lot of things happened and we were heading the right way to make the deal or whatever. But it was 2 or 3 years later, new coach, finally a coach. And then we were a pretty good team. Those teams lost to the Islanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, Dave? You go back to 79 for us, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85 to 86. We had a different goaltender every year.
Pretty good year. 86, got the conference finals, right?
Yeah. 81 we got there with Baker, right? In 81.
Yeah.
With the Weasel. Johnny Van Weaselbrook.
So who do we have? So you had Steve Baker in 80, but we went to the finals of 80, 81.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Eddie, I'm Eddie my potato head meal.
I mean, and Steve Weeks was in there at some point too, right? And then
He didn't and then there was
Glennie Hanlon.
Yeah. Hanlon was involved, right?
Yeah.
Because he was the one in goal when Morrow scored, right?
Yeah.
that was 85.
83.
84.
84, you're right, 84, yeah.
84.
Yeah, 85. I don't remember who was there in 85. There was so many goaltenders that it was, like.
When did Beezer come? When did he come?
Who's that?
Beezer. He came in the early 80s, right?
He was kind of like the backup to Glenn that one year, and then but anyway, and they it's like you go back and start the game out, and the goaltender's going like, "Let's have a good game. Just do your job and stop the puck, and everything is good." I said, "No, you get paid to stop the puck. Shut up. I'd get back there."
Yeah.
Yeah, but that didn't work out too well all the time. But it's never. It's like you look at teams around the league. You look at like you said about Chara not being in Boston. I mean, but they still play hard. I don't know what they are, like 8, 9, or 9-1 or something.
Oh, there's no question they play hard. There's no question. They're good. They're good. They don't have, they won the cup. They won the cup 11 years ago when they basically bullied their way through the league, right?
Yeah.
Fine. They had good players. They played big and strong. But last night I watched, and you're like, okay, you know what? I don't think you have to take a backward step here all the time. This is the Bruin team. Like Washington, they get that big Tom Wilson, and now you get Char on the blue line. It's a whole different deal. You're kind of
they play hard. They're a hard team to play against. Yeah.
Oshie plays with a bit of an edge, panic. That's a different deal.
Like what's happening with all these games they're postponing? Like what?
Yeah, it's a COVID thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Rangers got their game canceled on Sunday.
Philly, right?
Yeah. Really, apparently it's like 3 people. Well, again, you don't really know what's going on because the league only announces what it has to, I think. But there's still 15 Devils apparently on the COVID list. I once heard Gress say that to our goalie when he came to yell at us, D on the bench.
Goalie's fault.
That's right.
See, Mel just laughed at that just because James said it. Like
somebody sent me a picture yesterday of Steve Vickers, right?
Mm-hmm.
About 15 feet from his own net. I sent him a text with a picture. I said somebody must have photoshopped this, Sarge. You were never that close to our net.
Yeah, exactly.
The time he gave the puck to Jude Drone, and he gave it over to Prize 11 seconds in.
One option I see is photography art on Myers Avenue in Beckley.
Okay, good. And we lost to the Islanders in 75, 11 seconds into the game.
Right.
That was last time Sarge was back at the goal line.
Right.
He called me a bunch of names too in a tweet, in a text.
Yeah.
he doesn't know how to text. He doesn't know how to text, does he?
Well, I think he gets his wife to do it. He couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. Casper.
So everybody wants us to talk about the LA Kings brawl. I think we should dedicate a whole show to the LA Kings brawl.
Really?
1980, 81.
Yeah.
Well, Mel will just sit there and pout.
I'll go try and find the videotape and analyze it.
Okay.
Please, yeah. Don't look for me.
Okay.
I swear to God, that was at the end of the shift. Thad and I finished the period, right? And Thad it was Boxcar speared somebody or whatever. Like, God.
Marcel Dion, yeah.
Marcel Dion. And then I ended up with J.P. Kelly or some guy like that. I had no chance. And by the end, I'm like a little lap dog latched onto his ankles. He's trying to kill people. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
The best part of that though was when Dion was going to go, he was going like this against Boxcar, right? And that other goalie, with the French goalie, they're going like this. Boxcar's like this, and he slapped
He smacked him. He didn't punch him. He smacked him. Yeah.
Really? That was tough.
Boxcar. All of a sudden, you see the Staten Island boy coming down there. Grab him. Oh my God! I was going.
Pretty close. Bubba Pop. Is that the one that were Bubba Pop Shardy?
Yeah.
Not that brawl. No, not that brawl.
Well, that was in that game.
It happened in that game, but earlier.
Oh, earlier. When,
And then, oh my God, did he ever hit him there? I was standing like a little ways away, but pretty close to him. Shardy's like this, and the referee's got him, and Shardy sticks his head in like to the referee. Bubba, that's what it started.
How did that brawl start?
That Dave Taylor skated down our end by mistake after the game.
Well, I was at the first period.
after the period, yeah.
After the period.
Yeah,
He was, because that was an ugly team, Mel, that we had.
Yeah.
And,
It's tough.
Yeah, so we that was when they had them ranked 1 through 16 going into the playoffs, and they were second and we were 15th. Is that what it was? Or
Yeah, we beat them, and then we beat St. Louis, who was
Yeah.
ranked 1.
St. St. Louis Islanders were 1. They were 2, I think.
Oh, St. Louis 3.
And no, we were 13 and those guys were 3, and then we ended up playing St. Louis the next round.
we'd have to be 14 if they were 3. No, yeah.
Then it could be 4, whatever it was. But the Islanders were 1, and then I think St. Louis was 2, and that's how we ended up there.
Oh, after we beat the Kings, right?
Yeah. But it was. I remember playing in the Garden after that. It was like, I don't know, was it 10-4 or 10-2 or something like that? And
And we beat LA bad the year we went to the finals, the opening night. We beat them bad, and then that was 2 out of 3 series, and we had to go to the West Coast for game 2.
Oh, my son calling.
Wait,
I'll call you.
That tuna melt's done in the oven.
What?
Dad, take the toaster out of the box.
Oh, that was over. No, I remember coming back, and then after we beat them like really bad on Saturday night, because we used to play 4 games in 5 nights, right? Travel to LA, come back, play 2 games here. We played Saturday and Sunday, beat them on Sunday again. And after the game, we were in this bar up on 77th and 1st, was called Hurley's.
Oh, yeah.
So a couple of my friends were there that were not very nice people. They were born in Brooklyn. And so Chartrand was there. I was talking to him, and Rick Martin, and Korab were in there with him, and they started lipping off. My buddy goes, "Oh yeah, that's what they want to play this game with you, Gresh." And who knew was there with me was Miller, Kevin. Oh no, not Kevin Miller.
Kelly?
No, he played the.
Oh, yeah. It's Warren Miller.
Warren Miller.
Yeah.
And so my buddy goes, yeah, when they come outside, we'll see how tough they are out there. They're all packing shit, these guys, right? I'm going like, oh my God. Like, and they were like, they were, because they were calling them like, you're hanging around your greaseball friends. Oh boy. I go, Shardy, go tell them that they shouldn't say that. Yeah.
Sit down.
The same guys are all dead. They're all dead, but
Yeah.
oh my God. But that was like a fun series. St. Louis was.
That was a good series too. That was good.
And then we got against the Islanders and we kind of ran out of gas. But anyway.
Mel, what are you drinking today? Pabst Blue Ribbon?
I have some of that in the fridge. I have some Old Milwaukee, and I think I have some leftover Molson Canadian.
Oh.
But I'm going to start with a Caesar with a nice celery, a couple of olives, and then
So I want to see, we need to get a picture of you sitting around with your pink brace on, drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon and a fancy shirt, like the sweater with the colorful zipper there.
Yeah.
rainbow zipper, Tom. Rainbow.
That'd be a great picture. The pink brace, the Pabst Blue Ribbon. A little bit of a contradiction, right? I mean, like you're a fashion guy, pink brace and a Pabst Blue Ribbon. They'd be sitting on a tractor or something like that.
Why don't you have pictures of the Stanley Cup behind you?
Well, because this is a Ranger show, not an Oilers show.
Well, that's debatable the way you talk. I don't know.
They're yours anyway. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I can tell you right now, if I had one of those, it would be in the picture. I don't care what team we're playing for.
Oh, yeah, there we go. He's got a blanket, an Oilers blanket. He sleeps with his Oilers blanket.
That's a different Stanley Cup than I've seen, but that's pretty cool.
Well, okay, Gresh, I'm gonna email you my picks for my care package, okay? And then you phone Jackie. So I'm gonna up the ante a little bit on you. See what you can come up with. All right.
Okay, you do that.
Okay.
Let me give you a new mailing address or new email address.
Why?
Well, I'm canceling the other one I got. Anyway, okay, are we done here?
Yep.
Well, I think it is time. Yes, we've gone long enough. All right. So, Mel, great job, I guess.
Well, thanks, Tom.
Can we have a better effort next week, though, please? Seriously.
Hey, don't forget, everybody out there, February 21st. If you don't know my address, send to Tom or Ron. My
Okay.
birthday, 61. Thank you.
And it's also my nephew Greg that owns that Winnipeg Ice team. Is his birthday today too?
Dave, got any birthdays coming up? Anybody?
No, I have none.
Well, my birthday's coming up in December. You guys don't forget that one. No.
In December?
Yeah.
It's coming right around the corner.
Write it down. Hey, listen to me. When you get to a certain age, you might start forgetting things. So I want you guys to write that birthday down. And I'm going to go online. I'm going to go get my shot tomorrow.
All right, go get
Good
them.
luck.
Yeah.
Mel, let's get going. Let's get prepared for next week. Let's start right now, okay? Let's not have another performance like today.
5 miles an hour, that's pretty fast, man. Oh, man.
Okay.
Dave,
All right.
at our age, I didn't have a flu shot either for probably 6 years.
Mhm.
And my doctor said this year, get the flu shot, get the pneumonia shot, and get the what do you call it? Shingles.
Shingles.
Very important. Everybody's got to get those.
Get the shingles. I had shingles. You do not want shingles.
Still have them.
Yeah, they're on the roof now.
They're on.
Okay, Ron. Good luck with your Nook. Call your kids to help you with that 4-hour Nook. See you next week.
You got
See you
it.
guys.
See you, boys.
Been a pleasure. All yours.